So I'm just currently on my Patreon page. So I made a video earlier. Have you ever heard of the Met Police in London? It's a TV series. I think it came on BBC. I never actually watched it on TV, man. I watched it on the internet using Daily Motion. But yeah, it's about the Metropolitan Police dealing with serious cases and that. So the video that I've done a reaction video to today was about a few different cases. One was a man violated a woman and they caught him because the guy violated the woman in the park near where he got off a bus, and then they saw the CCTV camera, they see him go into a yard. And then one of the other situations, one of the other cases in this video was a man was going on like an armed robbery spree and he robbed, I think it's like the Crystal Palace chairman, for £100 watch. The man was sitting in a Maserati, just pulled up to him and give me your watch. So yeah, I was just uploading that video. Now the reason why I'm definitely uploading that to Patreon and not YouTube is because I tried to upload another video to YouTube, a Met Police in London video, and YouTube blocked it. So definitely has to go onto my Patreon, innit? So uploading the video now, and so far I've only got one patron. Big up man like Shane. He's the first and only patron so far. Hopefully man forget more in it. And I was just thinking to myself, yeah, I might set up a bank account. Like, so obviously on my Santander I've got various bank accounts. I might have to set up another separate bank account, and all the money that comes from the Patreon goes straight in there, innit? And even like when you see numbers, whether it's lacking or thriving, like your account is lacking or your account's thriving, that's motivation to, okay, let me make some more content than that. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, there's people out here complaining about black oppression and that. And blood, it's just a cure-all excuse. This is why a lot of people like black oppression. It's because it's an excuse for failure. Fam, let me tell you something right now. I am entitled, but I never would do this or say this. I'm entitled to complain about oppression, not black oppression. I'm entitled to complain about oppression. I'm entitled to say, oh, yeah, YouTube shadow ban and that. Blood, man, don't run them excuses. Do you know why I'm entitled to say, oh, I'm oppressed on YouTube? Do you know why I'm entitled to say, oh, YouTube shadow ban, oh, the Matrix is attacking me and that? We got man like Andrew Tate. It's August the 20th right now. It's 12:05 in the morning. Yeah, so it's Sunday morning technically, 12:05 in the morning, Sunday morning, 20th of August, 2023. In November this year, in 3 months' time, I would have been on YouTube 5 years, blood. And right now, I've got one patron. Yeah, obviously, man started the Patreon thing last week, so. But I've currently got 923 subscribers, blood. In 5 years, my brother. Most people, they would have quit within the first couple of months. What? I haven't got 1 million views after I dropped that one banger, that one video that I believe should have went viral overnight. I ain't got 1 million views overnight. What? In 2-3 months? I ain't got 20,000 subscribers? Certain people would have jumped ship straight away, blood. Me, I'm not like that, fam. I know people have set up YouTube channels, made 2, 3, 4 videos, and then their YouTube channel has ended up in the graveyard, blood. They just abandon it. Sink it blood clot like the Titanic. Yeah? They just abandoned the fucking YouTube channel and that. Do you know why? Because they weren't getting the results that they hoped to get. They thought they was going to blow up overnight. They thought they was going to get those 10,000 views in the first hour of them uploading their video. They thought they was going to have a viral moment on their first video, blood. I've heard YouTubers say, if you haven't got 10,000 subscribers within the first 6 months, quit. But I'm not listening to that bullshit, blood. I'm not listening to that bullshit. If I listen to that bullshit, right now, man's pretty much famous in jail. Unfortunately, it's the wrong place to be famous, isn't it? But yeah, it's better being famous somewhere than nowhere, innit? Right now, man's famous in jail. I've gone, the most recent person man's bumped into who see my channel. So I've bumped into a couple of tenants on this Northampton contract, and some of them have said they see my channel. There's one tenant, went in the yard. Anyway, cut the long story short. The guy that was in the yard, because it was a girl's yard, the guy that was in the yard looked at me and he said, blood, I see your thing, you know. I was in the Mounts. That's a prison, HMP the Mounts. I just spotted him. I knew exactly what he was talking about. Obviously, I've had man come out of the Mounts, two man, and say, yo, I see your thing, you know. I resonated with it. Boom, boom, boom. So anyway, he's come into the room and he said, I see your thing. I was in the Mounts. I just spotted him. And we're just chatting and that. If I'd quit within the first 6 months, when I didn't get the 10,000 subscribers I'm supposed to get within the first 10 months, first 6 months, I would never be quote unquote famous in jail. I would never have inspired man in jail to, you know what, when I come out, blood, I'm going to try and make something myself. I would have never have inspired, blood. You know how much man I've got right now? For my small channel, 923 subscribers. You know how much man I've got? A good solid 5 to 10 man, I'd say. Yeah, a good 8 man that have contacted me. Yeah, I'll say about 8 man have contacted me and say, yo, you know what, yeah? Since watching your videos, man started an electrical course, you know. Even one channel that man follow, hit man up. Yo, since, obviously on DMs and that, Instagram. Yo, since man started watching your channel, you know, yeah, like you inspire me to start a gas engineering course, blood. Come on, fam. Come on, blood. So, I don't want to hear this nonsense about, oh, black oppression and things are harder. Blood, man's going through it right now, fam. And I will keep going through it, blood. I don't care. I ain't giving up for a very long time, blood. Man literally enjoy doing this thing. Even like today, there's a video, what was it? Obviously, you lot are going to see it on my YouTube channel. Unless if YouTube blocks it, then I'll put it on my page, won't it? But blood, there's a youth called Ghost from Canning Town. He must have got like 50, he got sentenced to 59 years, but he didn't do 59 years and that. But he was just talking about all the mad stories of him going to jail and getting in madnesses and that. And literally, big up the Blue channel and big up all them other social media pages and that. They was cutting up snippets, cutting up the video and uploading like a preview onto their channel. Like, oh, listen to this story and that. And as soon as I saw the preview for 2 minutes, and I'm like, yes, bam, this is going to be a good fucking video to react to. And literally, let's say I saw it on Wednesday and I said, boom, I ain't got time to do it because I know it's going to be long. Let me do it on Saturday. Up until that time, like, I'm thinking, oh, just 10 minutes. Let me just watch the video for 10 minutes. Bro, man, enjoyed this shit, fam. Man, enjoyed this shit. I really wanted to watch it early and that, but anyway, man, what do you call it? Reacted to the video today, innit? But yeah, man, you can't give up, man. And sometimes in life, yeah, it's better to be at a disadvantage than start off with an advantage, and that it's better to come from, I don't want to say a dirt poor family, but just an average family, rather than come from a rich family. Cause, bro, what are you going to learn, fam? What are you going to learn if you come from a rich family? What skills do you need to do? Imagine you're Jeff Bezos' son. What skills are you really, truly going to learn? What adversity, like, what is going to happen to you that's going to make you and turn you into a fucking man? How the fuck people... Anyway, I'm sure you lot heard that fucking... Because I live on like a main road, so every now and then I'm getting people with their loud cars and shit, right? Drive past my house and that. But yeah, the whole point of becoming a man is to overcome adversity and go through trial and tribulations and know how to work through pain and struggle. Blood, if you're born a fucking billionaire, what struggles and pain are you gonna go through and that? I think it was even Andrew Tate was talking about Prince Harry, and he was saying like, blood, what sort of pain and struggles have you truly gone through if you're a part of the royal family and that? Like, I can't remember, I think Prince Harry was saying, oh, you know, I've had such a troubled life and that. Bro, he don't know nothing about no fucking trouble, man. You don't know about growing up on no council estate, living poor, and your parents can't afford to buy you trainers on demand and that. So coming from having to work through struggle and that, having to go through trial and tribulations, fam, that's a blessing in disguise, blood. Sometimes it's good to be at disadvantage. Sometimes it's good to be at deficit. If only black people thought to themselves, do you know what, yeah? Maybe this is a good thing, you know, that we're at a disadvantage, because this is going to give us the energy. This is going to propel us. This is going to give us that boost to, you know what I'm saying, that drive to work even harder, because we know we're at a disadvantage, blood. Imagine, yeah, how fast and how much energy you would put into a run if, let's say you got the starting line. Imagine you started 1 meter ahead, yeah? So you're 1 meter closer to the finishing line. You wouldn't run as fast as you would if you started at the same pace as everybody else, yeah? And even if I take it a meter back, if you started 1 meter behind the starting line, you would put in more energy to run faster, because you know you're at a disadvantage, blood. My taekwondo instructor, big up Master John, he said to us, when you go in the ring, fight like you're 5-0 down. So you start off 0-0, yeah? But he says, fight like you're 5-0 down, meaning pretend that you're losing already, so you have to work harder to beat your opponents and that. Blood, them things, they work, fam. Them things, they work. I guarantee you, yeah? Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers to ever fucking live. I guarantee you, the reason why he was so good is because he was short. He was at a disadvantage to everybody, so he had to work hard. I guarantee you, because Mike Tyson's only 5'10", 5'11", yeah? So considered to be short in terms of other heavyweights. Them man there walking around 6'3" base height and that. Them man are all tall, innit? Obviously, you get some that might have just been 6 foot on the dot, maybe like Evander Holyfield or someone. But for the most part, he was shorter than everyone who's considered to be a short boxer and that. I guarantee you, it's because he was short, that's why he worked so hard. I guarantee you, if in an alternative reality, if Mike Tyson, the same person, was 6'3", I don't think he would be as good, because he wouldn't have had to put in that drive. Like, he wouldn't have to put in as much effort. He wouldn't have to overcome adversity. You know, he wouldn't have to overcome the fact that, oh, these guys are really tall and that, whatever, innit? Even I can even relate it to gangs. You know, this Crips and the Bloods business, yeah? Before, back in the day, there was no Bloods. It was just Crips. This set, that set, this set, that set. All different Crip gangs and that. Allegedly, one of the sets didn't like how the other sets was treating them or whatever. And this particular Crip set branched off and said, you know, we'll call ourselves the Bloods. So it was them against everybody. Because they was against everyone and they was at a deficit, they was at a disadvantage, they had to move more reckless, more raw, more savage, more OJ. They were moving nuts. They became more feared than the fucking Crips. The Crips were terrified at some point of the Bloods and that, because they were moving so mad. But they had to, because they was at a deficit, bro. Look at Jewish people. Get me, madman wiped out bare their people in blood. They had to just keep going, fam. Yeah, I don't think they sit and, oh, what happened to us, smacking, oh, look at blood. They just, yeah, you just got to keep it moving, fam. And probably what happened to them is giving them the drive. I mean, Jewish people always been rich anyway, but probably giving them that little bit more of a drive and push to, you get me, work harder. You understand what I'm trying to say, man? So black people, we need to adopt that mindset of, it's not a bad thing that we're in a deficit, allegedly. Yeah? You got to use that to propel yourself. You got to use that to work harder and push yourself, blood. You got to try and see the positive in every negative situation. Yeah? If you become, imagine you're on a boat, like a yacht or something like that, and you get shipwrecked and you find an abandoned island. Somebody's like, oh, I'm shipwrecked. Ah, blood. Try and think, well, at least I found an island. Yeah, there's no, yeah, it's always better to have a positive mindset, blood. So, yeah, man, that's it for today, man. Stay wise. Done, man.